Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to give some tips to work securely from a local machine. For example, when we work in Google Cloud, we need to launch some services. For example, if we want, for example, to test a Dataflow job or a Cloud Run service from our local machine, traditionally, we will use a service account token key. And the problem with a service account token key, it's not secure because it's a long-lived token. And we need to manage it with rotation on other thing, for example. And it's not the best practice and the more secure way to work, for example, in Google Cloud and to launch some services. I wanted with this video explain the concept of application default credential with Google Cloud and how to use it from our local machine instead of use a service account token key. And with this technique, we will generate a JSON file in a well-known location, and we can test our service from our current user connected in Google Cloud. For example, if we give some privileges to a user, if this user left a company, it's easier to remove this user from a project or remove the expected privileges from this user. But if we use a service account token key and give it to some developers, it's not easy because it's not secure, because we need to manage this key, rotate it, and we need to prevent this key will be used, for example, from bad users. Some words about me. My name is Mazloum Tosun. I am a Google developer expert on Google Cloud, and feel free to subscribe to the channel to help our work and contribution to the Google Cloud community. I will share the slides from the link of this video. You can also follow me in Twitter or LinkedIn, and I publish all the code example in my GitHub project. Here you can see the schema of this use case. We will use a local shell session, and we will, for example, launch an Apache Beam and Dataflow job from our shell session. And in this case, traditionally, normally to be able to launch our job from our shell session and local machine, we need to go to the IAM page and then create a service account and download a service account token key and add an environment variable Google Application Credential that targets to this token key. But this practice, as I explained previously, it's not secure, and I wanted to show here how to use Google ADC instead and launch our job from, for example, my current connected user. I have my user, Mazloum Tosun groupbiz.ifr. And in this case, I will launch my job without download a service account token key. We have our shell session. Then with the gcloud CLI, we will launch this command, gcloud auth application default login. It will open a browser, and from this browser, we will authenticate in Google Cloud from my current user, and then it will generate a credential file in a well-known location. And for example, in a Linux environment, the location is home/config/gcloud and application default credential JSON. It will generate this credential file in this well-known location, and then all the Google Cloud clients and REST APIs and others will use ADC and will be able to authenticate to Google Cloud via this credential file from the well-known location. We will see that this technique is very interesting and more secure. I will leave the slides, and I will go to explain a little bit the Dataflow job. Here I have my Dataflow job. No need to explain the logic here, because we want to be more focused on the logic of ADC. But we will launch our job with this command line, mvn compile exec. It will instantiate our Dataflow job in Google Cloud, and normally when I will launch this command line from my current shell session, we will have an issue to indicate that we are not authenticated in Google Cloud. I go to my shell session, and here I will launch my command line, for example, to instantiate my Dataflow job. Here I choose to show this example with a Dataflow job, but it works with the same way with every services. For example, if I launch a Cloud Function or a Cloud Run service or any gcloud command line, it works with the same way. I need to be authenticated with Google Cloud, and we can, for example, be authenticated with gcloud, with the gcloud CLI, and in this case I launch this command line, and normally we will have an issue in this case. It will take few seconds to check the authentication, and in this case I have this error that indicates that I'm not authenticated in Google Cloud. With the traditional method, if we go in the AM page in Google Cloud, we have this menu that gives me all the service account. For example, here I go to the service account page. I, for example, created a dedicated service account for Dataflow job, and here traditionally to be able to launch my job from my local machine and shell session, I need to go here, and I can create a new token key and then download it. And when I download this key in my local machine, I can, for example, enter this command and set this environment variable, Google Application Credential, and I can target to the path of the service account token key. If I set this environment variable, then I can launch my Dataflow job, because via this environment variable, I am then authenticated to Google Cloud. But as I said previously, this technique is not secure, because if I download a token key, I need to manage it and rotate it, and in this case I need to add some management around my keys. And if, for example, there is some people in the project, I need maybe to have a strategy, for example, to generate and create a token per category, for example. I don't want to have this management, and I want to, in this case, to prevent the download of token key. And in this case, instead of download the key and set the environment variable, I will use instead the ADC, Application Default Credential. To use Application Default Credential, I have this command line, gcloud auth application default login, and in this case I will enter this command. It open a browser for me. I then will be authenticated with this user, Mazlum Tosun Group Biz.ifr. I select my user. I will enter the password. Then I am authenticated in Google Cloud with ADC, and here I have a message that indicates that I am authenticated in Google Cloud with a credential saved here in a well-known location. I have users, my user, /config, gcloud, and application default credential. Any library that support ADC can be authenticated then in Google Cloud without a token key. I will again launch my mvn compile command line to instantiate my Dataflow job, and instead of use a token key, my current process will use ADC without a token key securely to be authenticated to Google Cloud. It will take few seconds to instantiate the job, but here normally my job will be instantiated in Google Cloud. I go to the dedicated page here, and I will refresh my page containing and all the Dataflow jobs. I then access to the current job. My job is in running, and we see that our job has been authenticated as expected with ADC. It's very interesting because no need to manage a token key in this case. Also, some words about ADC. If, for example, our client libraries use ADC, ADC will search in the following order. Firstly, ADC will check if the Google application credential was set previously. Then, if it's not the case, the second technique will be used with the application default JSON file in the well-known location, the technique I presented in this video. And if the two previous methods are not set, ADC will use a metadata server. Because by default in Google Cloud, every VMs use a metadata configuration in metadata configuration server. And for example, in production environment, normally the best approach is to use a service account and give a service account to a service. But this service account is managed by developers. It's a user-defined service account. And in this case, for example, if we have a process that, for example, launch and deploy an element from a VM, in the context of this VM, ADC can call the metadata server and retrieve the credential from this VM and can be authenticated in Google Cloud. It's important to know the order and the priority in this case, but in production environment, we will mostly use and prefer an attached service account and a user-defined service account. And in this case, automatically ADC will retrieve this information from the metadata server of the VM that contains the code and that launched the current code. I think we gave all the explanation. I will also share all the links to the video. We have, for example, some elements that in the official documentation that indicate how to set up application default credential, and also some explanation about VM metadata. I think it's okay. The job is finished, and we explain how to use ADC from our shell session and local machine. It was a pleasure for me to explain this concept. No need again to download a token key and give this key to developers and data engineers or cloud engineers in the project. We can directly give the needed privileges to a user, and with application default credential, we can be authenticated and launch some process in Google Cloud without a token key. Feel free to subscribe to the channel to help our work for the Google Cloud community, and see you soon. Bye bye.